Hi there, students. Okay, here we have an essay for Cambridge Proficiency. This is level C2. This is the exercise comparing two texts. So read the two texts given. Write an essay using 240 to 280 words, summarising and evaluating the key points from both texts. Use your words as far as possible and include your own ideas. Text 1. A year after 7th grade teacher Elizabeth Delmatoff started a pilot social media program in her Portland, Oregon classroom, 20% of students school-wide were completing extra assignments for no credit. Grades had gone up more than 50%, and chronic absenteeism was reduced by more than a third. For the first time in its history, the school met its adequate yearly progress goal for absenteeism. Teachers argue that the educational benefits of social media far outweigh the risks, and they worry that schools are missing out an opportunity to incorporate learning tools the students already know how to use. Text 2. A UK study recently found that over 50% of social media users evaluated their participation in social networking as having an overall negative effect on their lives. Specifically, they singled out the blow to their self-esteem that comes from comparing themselves to peers on Facebook and Twitter as the biggest downfall. Almost a quarter of Americans say that they've missed out on important life moments in their quest to capture and memorialize them for social media. Think about that the next time you're Instagramming your anniversary dinner. And here we go. The two texts contrast differing views of the social media. Okay, let's see. I think I want of social media uncountable, because you say the social media, the ones that we all know, and yes, it could be, but normally we say social media as an uncountable. Okay, so the two texts contrast differing views of social media. The first text puts forward the use of social media in education, using as an example the experience of Elizabeth Delmatoff, a teacher who tried social media during a year at her school. Now, the first time I read this, I wasn't happy using as an example, because using the experience of Elizabeth Delmatoff as an example. However, this goes on, Elizabeth Delmatoff, a teacher who tried social media during a year at school. And I think because of this extra information you've given here, I think it's acceptable to put using as an example straight after the using. Normally no, but it does work in this case. After that trial period, she checked there was an increasing number of students who got a grade as a result of their hard work, of their working hard. Okay, so after that trial period, she checked isn't the right verb. She measured, she noticed, she could see, she saw, she checked there was. I think after that trial period, What you're trying to do is to say that she took measurements. She, after that trial period, she measured empirically an increase in the number of students who got a grade as a result of their hard work, their hard working. Okay, let's see. I need to put this in another way. After that trial period, okay, who got a grade? So let's see. She measured a significant increase. It's a CE increase in the grades achieved by students as a result of their hard work. So who is there? The teachers or the students? I guess it's the student. As a result of their hard work. I think as a result of their hard work. Mind you, it's a bit informal. I prefer however. Because mind you is okay, mind you, you need to take into account as a result of, I think instead of that, as a result of hard work. Mind you, so of their hard work, I want to put a semicolon here. Mind you, students did more homework and attended lessons more regularly, and that's why they got better grades. In fact, her school met the objectives of absenteeism, so I would say met its absenteeism objectives after, so instead of after, having failed them for having failed them for having previously failed them for several years. Having previously failed them for several years. Okay, after that trial period, she observed a significant increase in the grades achieved by students as a result of hard work. Mind you, students did more homework and attended more lessons more regularly. In fact, her school, I think I'm going to add an also met its absenteeism objectives, having previously failed them for several years. Okay, we need to do something. Let's see, this as a result of let's see, as a result of hard work, let's take this out, because this, mind you, after that trial period, she observed a significant increase in the grades achieved by students. Mind you, that was because students did more homework and attended lessons more regularly. In fact, the school also met its absenteeism objectives. Conversely, the second text sets out certain negative aspects of social media. It highlights how social media can be used to measure the success and achievements of people who may well feel bad when comparing themselves with others, with their peers. It also states many people do not enjoy special moments. Enjoy the special moments of their lives just because they want to share them in social media, I would say on social media platforms. We can see in these texts the pros and cons of social networking websites. Whoops. I think we can see in these texts the pros and cons of social networking websites. And I think that speaks volumes in itself, per se, in itself. When somebody finds them very when somebody finds them very useful, whereas other people have suffered the consequences of its use, or rather its abuse. So, it doesn't quite work. Some people find them very useful, whereas others have suffered the consequences of its use, or rather its misabuse. And this means we should be conscientious of its usage. Conscientious. If you're conscientious, you do everything that you are supposed to do. You fulfill your obligations. He's a very conscientious worker. He does everything that he's supposed to do. I'm not sure this is the right word. We should be conscientious. We should be careful when using it. We should be carefully conscientious of its usage. We should be careful with its usage. We should and this means we should be, I would say, careful how we use it. Careful how we use social media, use it. This needs to be a we. We use it. Social media offer lots of opportunities for both good and bad. Therefore, that should be taken into account when using them, so as not to end up being dependent or addicted to them. Okay, we've got use here before. We should be careful how we employ them. Therefore, we should be. Therefore, that should be taken into account when using them, so as not to end up being dependent or addicted to them. In conclusion, it could be said that social media per se, okay, I'm really glad I didn't use it earlier, are not good or bad. What is potentially dangerous is the usage people make of them. Good. Thus, people should be aware of these risks, being conscientious that not everything they see or hear is real. It's got to be being conscious. Being conscious that not everything they see or hear is real. Our real life, I think I'm going to make this plural, our real lives cannot be determined by what other people do on social media. Uncountable again. On social media. Okay, so let's see. It reads quite well. You did have a little bit of difficulty in the middle. Okay, so let's see. Marks. So did you complete the task? I think you've completed the task very well. You've done what you were supposed to do. You've summarized the key points. You've gone over them quite clearly. Let's just check about the length of what I've written here. I should have done this before. Sorry. No. Okay, 298 words. Okay, it's not really a problem. 298. So, yes, I don't think there's anything irrelevant. So, content. 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I think it's well done. I think I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. Communicative achievement. You've used the right style very definitely. The register is very good as well. And it clearly holds the reader's attention quite well. I think maybe 3 out of 5. The organisation, coherence, as always, your writing has always been very coherent. Yeah, this conversely is very good. And the way you're transitioning between one paragraph and the other. Okay. So the connection between the ideas is very good. Ideas are very logical and well ordered. Definitely 4 out of 5. Language. There's a good range of vocabulary. It's okay. It's not bad. And these are used accurately and appropriately. There are some mistakes. You had a bit of problem with it explaining the first bit, although I think it's fairly clear what you mean. I think probably 3 out of 5. So what am I going to give this overall? Yeah, probably 7 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. Uh, 6.5 out of 10. I think maybe a B minus, something like that. Okay, well done. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.